I love you. Great. Love you too. Can we go? As more than a friend, I'm afraid. Charles, I'm in love with you.
And what's so special to me about that moment is, it's as a profession of love, it doesn't feel similar to a lot of others. This feels very childlike. This is a boy who, like you said, has existed for 123 years. He's read every book there is, and he's talking about love as if it's this new concept. It delves even deeper than just sexuality. For me, it was always about him learning how to love. He's a deeply repressed boy. He comes from a period where public displays of affection between even straight couples would be frowned upon. And if you look at the panel of his mum, for example, in Sandman 25, there's no skin showing at all. So that was something that was really, really interesting to me, because I found that, depictions of male love in TV and film, from what I've seen, they're often sexualized very quickly. And this felt something more childlike. It felt like it spoke to Edwin and Charles's inner child. And that's something that I think is really special about our show. We have Edwin and Charles at the start who have this very established routine over the course of 30 years. And then Crystal Palace comes in, which, by the way, was a name that was completely lost on all the Canadians. It's a great drag name as well, Crystal Palace. She comes in and completely ruptures the dynamic. She's an immediate threat to Edwin's work as a detective, because she comes in knowing about the internet. And she's a threat to his relationship with Charles because he has a crush. So that then forces Edwin to confront past traumas and things that he may have swept under the rug. And then, we have Nico, who comes in episode 2. And I think of Nico as the architect of love in the show. I think she has the perfect, gentle nature. She's very sensitive. She has this very tender way of communicating emotions to Edwin, and love and kissing. So I think that's a really nice introduction for him. And then we have the Cat King, who unlocks Edwin's perhaps physical urges. We have Monty the Crow, who Edwin learns to flirt with. And I feel like one interaction leads to another, to another, to another. And eventually we find ourselves on the steps in episode 7 with Charles, where Edwin has this moment of, I'm in love with you. And what's so special to me about that moment is, it's as a profession of love, it doesn't feel similar to a lot of others. This feels very childlike. This is a boy who, like you said, has existed for 123 years. He's read every book there is. And he's talking about love as if it's this new concept. Because I always imagined Edwin had little, physical interaction with his parents. I always imagined he was never told, I love you, by his mum or dad. I can't imagine he was ever hugged. And there's this moment on the steps. It feels like it's two children almost speaking to each other and trying to muddle through it together. I once worked with a director who said that your first love is your best friend as a kid, and it's often same-sex. She was talking about her 6-year-old son who had a play date over the weekend. That kind of encapsulates Edwin and Charles's relationship.
It does.
You are the most important person in the world to me. And I can't really say that, that I'm in love with you, perhaps. But there's no one else, no one.
And you kind of leave it open,
Definitely.
I would go to hell for.